Hi, warriors. I want to start talking to you about the metaverse. It's 2022. I just want to plant that word in your mind, get that word into your vocabulary, metaverse. Now, most of you may have heard that Facebook renamed itself Meta, M-E-T-A, a couple of months back. And there was a big splash for a couple of days and then nothing. Well, let me tell you, warriors, the most frightening thing to come along is happening now as we sit here. It is called the metaverse. Now, there are many different metaverses. Facebook would like you to believe that they created the metaverse, but in fact, they're calling their company Meta. There are many different metaverses. Let me explain. The metaverse. This is what is facing all of us. Take note. It is going to be a virtual reality world intertwined with reality. It's going to be, right now, we're in Web 2.0. We are entering Web 3.0. I'm going to try to keep this very simple because even I don't have 100% clarity on the whole issue. I'm learning fast. I'm studying up because I want to share all this information with you so you can understand and share with your children and know what's going on. Because while everything else around us seems so out of control and there's so much happening and we're completely overwhelmed, you still need to keep on top of what's going on in the tech world. Because remember, I think you'll agree, tech is running the world, tech is running the country, tech is running our lives. Even if you choose not to participate in different platforms, it is still all around us. And particularly with the kids, because the kids, I'll say 30 and under, have grown up in this digital world. So it's up to us to step in, to engage, educate, and communicate, and empower the kids. Let's leverage this internet for good, this digital world, and be aware of all of the pitfalls, and there are many. So let's get back to metaverses. We're going to have in this Web 3.0 that's upon us, that will be the new internet. The easiest way I can describe that is that the middleman will be cut out. Everybody will be able to own their own internet. You don't have to depend on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all of those other platforms. You can go into your own world. You can communicate with your own people. It'll be your own universe. You're in the meta universes, and there's going to be, I don't even know, millions, billions of them. Think of it as cutting out the middleman, and you're creating now your own universe. Now, this will be met with a lot of excitement by a lot of people. They'll think this is great. You know, though, let's review, wherever the children are, wherever the teens are, wherever any people are, so are the predators. This will create, right now, we can't even keep up with the technology. We cannot keep up, law always lags behind technology. We cannot even fight the big tech platforms, which are hiding with complete immunity behind the Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, which means basically they act as a billboard, not responsible for child rape videos, not responsible for bullying, not responsible any of that horror that we all know about. That's where we are now, and we're fighting it, tooth and nail. We've got a great new Earn It Act, which will be presented on the floor, reintroduced in the coming weeks. So we'll keep that for another video, but let's stick with the metaverses because I just want everybody to get used to the word metaverse, metaverses, what this is, Web 3.0. Start thinking about it. Start just remembering what I'm telling you. In this world, the predators, if there is really no control, which is Web 3.0, which is the metaverse, the predators will be ruling completely. I mean, they're winning now, warriors, let's face it. We're fighting hard. A lot of good people are fighting hard. There are a lot of good laws that we are enacting. We're trying to enforce. We are creating, but things take time. In the meantime, what do I always tell you? You have to be a warrior in your own home, in your own community. That is the only way I can figure that we can begin to make a dent is by intervening at our very grassroots community level, and it will spread out. If we all did this, it'll spread out in all the communities. Okay. So this metaverses, the predators will be lurking all over. And what does this mean? And this is a scary thought. We will have children, all people. There will be virtual child rape, virtual bullying, virtual. How do you fight that? How do you arrest somebody? How do you hold them accountable? Right now, nobody in big tech is being held accountable. I shouldn't say no one. There are different lawsuits pending, but it is a tough fight, uphill fight. And now we're going to have this virtual reality world. How do you prosecute a child rape? It's virtual. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever tried any of these Oculus glasses. You know, they're getting society used to all of this coming by already putting out these Oculus goggle glasses that everybody thinks are so cool. Well, I've had a couple of people very experienced working big tech. They know their stuff. I mean, I learn from them all the time. And one person told me, and he's older, he is in the tech world, he put a particular pair of glasses on, and he knew he was standing still. He wasn't moving. But the directive was jump off this cliff. And he was afraid because he really felt like, he said he never felt anything like it. He was standing at the edge of this cliff and it was urging him like, jump off. And he was so scared. And this is a person who works in this field. And he said, I couldn't do it. My heart was racing and it was terrifying. And I felt like I was going to fall and die. Now, can you imagine, kids? We're handing this over, this meta world, where they're going to metaverse, you know, put on the goggles. And you know how frightening that is? That's going to do to their little developing brains and bodies. And also, you know, I say kids, but I really mean, you know, teens, and I mean young adults. I actually mean all of us. So we've got to know we're not stopping these metaverses that are upon us. They're here. And you know, it started with Facebook. We're going to leak out, we're changing our name to Meta. Okay. Because they're ahead of the game. You know, there always a PR strategy with Facebook, but there are so many metaverses. Nobody will be able to control them. This is the genie out of the bottle, a perfect example. We can't put back in. So what are we going to do? First, we're going to start just talking about here and there metaverses, what this means. We're going to talk about Web 3.0, the most shocking thing, and I'm still getting a handle on it and being educated on it. But just know that we're not controlling what's happening now online. How are we ever going to control this make-believe virtual reality world? And how are these children and teens, with everything going on, switching between reality and fantasy? We've got to take control, warriors. So the best thing to do is always follow linswarriors.org. I'll be loading a lot of new information on in the next day or two. I have a lot of new studies that media doesn't tell you about. I want you to know. I also talk about all of these issues on my weekly radio program every Wednesday, 3 to 4 o'clock, Lynn's Warriors, WVOX. There aren't enough hours in the day, warriors, to do everything. I want to give you as much information so it's so easy for you. It's at your fingertips. It's handy. And I want you to be educated. I don't want you to be scared. I don't want you to be overwhelmed, because there's enough of that going on with everything else happening in our country, in our world. I do urge you to come with me, to join me. Join this fight, because it is a fight. I don't like to use words like fight. It's a fight to protect our children, our teens. There's also a wonderful new study out I'll be posting, but let me direct that to you right now, because it goes hand in hand with why I am so concerned and worried and upset about, as are many others, metaverses coming, Web 3.0. Look at a study, a company I always give out great information, Bark, like the dog, BARK.us. And they just put it out, it was this morning, the trending of kids and teens, what goes on online in 2021. Broken down very simply, bark.us, and read the stats. Read how in a year's time, enticement online has increased 97.5%. So for argument's sake, warriors, let's say 100%. And that's what we know about. I mean, can you go higher than 100%? I don't know. Remember, it's a dark, ugly subject. So all the stats we have and things are pretty accurate, but not exactly, because a lot of this is hidden and people are embarrassed to talk about it. But that's pretty high, almost 100% enticement online. We know that children ages 9 to 17, about 40% of them are admitting that they share nude images online with complete strangers. And it goes on and on and on. So we want to start getting, we have to, it's enough now. Why do we have to fight to protect the kids? We can't fight Apple and Google and all these places. We're going to block them out. We don't have a choice. We're going to fight at home, in our own homes, for our own kids and teens and ourselves. I mean, why should parents have to be always worried about default to safety, right? That should be from these companies that make all of the devices, the tablets, the phones, iPads, computers, everything the kids are on. And they're on everything. The average child has access and uses 3 different devices. So, like a tablet, a phone, an iPad. Default to safety. That's one thing you can always remember, default to safety. Talk to the kids, but you got to start with knowing what's going on. So while all the noise is going on over there, stay over here, follow Lynn's Warriors, start listening, start learning, protect your own children, protect your teens. They don't even know. You know what? You cannot blame any of the children, teens, young adults, for any of this. This has been thrown at them. It has been thrown at us. It is, let's see, Web 3.0, as a couple of experts explained to me, is worse than any science fiction movie you could think of. Now, can you imagine that, warriors? 2022. We're all victims. So what are we going to do? We're not going to take it. We're going to be a warrior. We are going to protect ourselves. That first step to protecting yourself is to know what's going on. So you're going to learn that from me, Lynn's Warriors. I want to do more and more videos. Warriors, it's usually just, I could sit here all day and fill you in on things. There's a lack of time, but I'm going to do better with more videos. And then you're going to share that information. I'm going to put links under this video. And I want you to know what the landscape is out there facing the kids, because that goes hand in hand with this Web 3.0 that is upon us and these metaverses that are hitting us. And they're not cool and they're not cute, because they're going to harm our children. It's going to harm all of us. And, it's interesting, just recently, Instagram sent me a message. I post on my Lynn's Warriors Instagram account, pictures, take actions. There's nothing that's going to upset anybody. Well, I've been sent a warning that I am a threat to the community. And I'm trying to figure out which posting. I see so much horrible stuff online on a daily basis that's not being taken down. They're not getting warnings because they keep posting. What the heck are my little advertising, my radio program, because I want all of you to follow along, to get information. I want to do this for you, so you don't have to do it. This is my job, because I am the warrior, and I'm doing it for all my warriors out there. So we see what's going on, warriors. Take control, protect your children, protect yourselves as well. And I know we can do this. We will do this. Your takeaway from this is you will read the links underneath this video. I'm going to give you a couple of simple things. I want to try to do this on a daily basis so you can educate, short and sweet. Today, you're going to learn Web 3.0. You are going to learn Metaverses. You are going to follow the new study from bark.us about, in the last year, the study all about what children have been doing online, stats, resources. to let you see how dire this situation is. And I'll leave you with this last thought, warriors. I always recommend an excellent documentary that came out in 2020, Stands Up Today, Will Always Stand Up. You must watch it. It's free. You have no excuse. It is called Childhood 2.0. And that website is childhood2movie.com. Now you will watch the trailer, which is about little over 2 minutes. And then I guarantee you're going to want to watch the entire documentary. And it's real parents, real kids coming together, talking about the online landscape. Free, no excuse. So warriors, you have some homework. We'll come back here again. Metaverses, Web 3.0.